Good morning. I finally made it. I can't believe how long it took me to go live. I'm going to be sharing this for everybody else. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so late. I had to uninstall Google Chrome, reinstall it 3 times. It's been a nightmare. I don't understand why it's only in that last 5 minutes before I go live that I seem to have issues with with YouTube and with Facebook Live. So I apologize. Please do say hello and when you pop on. And thank you so much for joining me for this product review. Let's see, how can I share this? What does this button do? It says it shares it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to Facebook and I shall be right back. Which I shall have to log into all that again. Good Lord, you guys. It has been a morning already. I hope your morning's been better. I apologize again for taking so long to get logged into this live. And I really am excited about it because I've been wanting to check out this Oracle deck for a long, long time. But I'm happy to do it with you guys. So let me finally get there. I had to change my pages. Okay, I posted it to Y.E.S Pathways to Wholeness. Now let me get it over here to this other page. Yeah, we'll be ready to go. We'll crack this box open. I still have the shrink wrap on it. And yeah, we'll get this thing open. And we're off. All right, you guys, we are here. I'm 31 minutes late. I apologize if you know me at all. That's one of my biggest bugaboos is being late. I'm always on time. And so I heartfully apologize for my lack of technical support with these lives. I do not have a production crew. I do not have an assistant. I don't even have a studio. I'm sitting here in one of my rooms here in this lovely home that I moved to in Montana. If you've been following me any amount of time, this is the same place I was living 2 years ago when I moved to Washington. And I'm so happy to be back in the forest and amongst all the trees. You may hear some guineas squawking, some chickens, some dogs barking. We are in very rural country here in the middle of the, not Kimitsu, Kootenai forest. And yeah, so we are here finally on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's gorgeous outside. And I am happy to be here live with you guys. Thank you so very much. We've got a few things to talk about, but I really want to launch into this beautiful deck that we're going to talk about. Now, one of the first things that attracted me to this deck was the artwork. And of course, I'm a huge Colette Baron-Reid fan. Her Oracle decks and books and videos and meditations and stuff have really served to support me, you know, as I also am a teacher healer. I still need to be supported and feel like part of the metaphysical community. And this woman has really done it for me. Another one of my favorite authors is Denise Lynn, and we have reviewed some of her oracle cards before too. So I'm really happy to bring Colette Baron-Reid with to you today. And the person who also co-authored this deck is Alberto, and I hope I do not mispronounce his name, Villoldo, Alberto Villoldo. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm eager to see what they all have to say about that. So, as you pop on, please do say good morning to me so I can give you a howdy back at you. And yeah, we'll just see what's happening. Now, after we get done kind of reviewing the whole deck, I want to pull cards for people. So that's another reason why I'm really apologizing for being late, because I know that people popped on hoping to get a reading, and I wasn't here, and I do apologize for that, you guys. I am so, so very, very sorry. I don't know what else to say about it. So, cracking the shrink wrap off of this box deck. The box is, it looks like it's a little slidey number. That's it. Hang on. I don't see any tape. Okay, hang on. Let's figure out how we open it. Oh, I figured it out. So, it has a flap. La la. It's a box, a magnetic clasp right here that opens up. Here it. That's a little magnetic clasp. This says, discover your true destiny as a dreamer. And the inside flap says, we are all sacred dreamers, dreaming the world into being. And that is true. Do you know that that is why we have common understandings about things? Is because we have collectively agreed that a chair looks like this, that a mouse looks like this, that this envelope looks like this. We've named it, in whatever language, we have all collectively dreamed these things into being, okay? I had a discussion one time with somebody, and the conversation was around, how did the first ancestors know that certain plants were poisonous and certain plants were okay to eat? And one person's theory was that, oh, they just, allowed one person to test it, and if they lived, then they ate it, And I was like, no, that would have rushed through the population like that. There weren't very many of us at the very beginning. I think that collectively we dreamed the reality and the truth, and we dreamed the world into being, okay? And that's what this deck's comment is saying, is that we are all sacred dreamers, dreaming the world into being. Dreams is where reality starts. It seems like it'd be a really crazy concept that reality all started as a dream, as a concept, as an idea, as a desire. But that is how we manifest in our own lives as well. We dream it into being. That's why I do a lot of conversations around the dream time, okay? Because that is the foundation, the very, very beginning of everything that we manifest. So let's go back to the box here for a second. The illustrations here are by Jenna Della Gratalesia. It's Italian, I believe, and I bet I butchered that as well. It's a hard cardboard box. It has this little ribbon inside of it to help you lift the cards out easily. Of course, there's that saying, and that saying at the very edge again. And I really love the whole cosmos galaxy feel about it. The void, where all possibilities dwell. It comes with this very sweet oracle guidebook. Several pages. There are 135 pages. And it talks about some of the other books and oracle decks that they have done collectively. And it has a table of contents. There are 64 cards in this deck. It's got a message from the authors, an introduction, and I'll read part of that in just a moment. I'm getting to where they talk about the readings, the types of card readings that you could do. You could do a 1-card reading, a 3-card reading, a 4-card reading, which is the evolution of a desired outcome. And yeah, we might do that. We might do the 3-card reading. What do you guys think? What do you do? Should we do a 1-card reading as a group, a 2-card, or a 3-card reading as a group? Let me know. Meanwhile, I'll read the introduction. Every thought that you hold long enough lingers in the essence of the universe and becomes a sparkling thread with the power to weave intention into the fabric of reality. Take your intention and you weave it into the fabric of reality. We are all sacred dreamers dreaming the world into being. What will you dream? Keep in mind, this is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. The Shaman's Dream. Let's see, this is short enough I can read the whole thing. Bridging the metaphysical and the mundane, the Shaman's Dream Oracle is a powerful tool for manifesting an extraordinary life. In working with these cards, you'll experience its living spirit as you come face to face with the metaphors, the archetypes that populate our landscapes. Our dreamscapes. You'll realize that we're all courageous dreamers in co-creation, each of us participating in the dream we call our reality. The focus of this oracle is to help you stay aligned with your highest good and to contribute joyfully to the whole world. You are the writer of your unique story and the creator of your destiny. When you use this oracle, you will receive powerful guidance about how to manifest your most purposeful, meaningful, and joyful life. When you combine the power of the mind and heart with the divine intelligence of spirit in a sacred collaboration, miracles are possible. And that is so, so true. Okay, you can't just have intention. All right, you got to combine it with that heart energy and in sacred collaboration with spirit. Okay, so let the Shaman's Dream Oracle guide you to discover your true destiny as a dreamer, weaving your sacred dream into the dream of the whole world. Blessed be. And then it goes on to talk about some other things like dreaming the world into being, the power of symbols. And if you know me, you know that's what I'm all about. I use symbology a lot. And then it talks about how to work with this deck and how to ask a question and then how to do card pulls. Now, one of the things that they're suggesting when you go to ask a question is to keep your question open-ended. Okay, so some of their suggestions are, what do I need to know about something? What will be the result if I take this action? What do I need to change in order to improve things? How can I improve my situation? Now, I discuss this kind of stuff too in the classes that I teach around tarot and divination, specifically tarot, is that you do not want to ask permission questions. Will I? Could I? Should I? Those are considered permission questions. And what they do is they rob you of your free will, which is the gift that the Creator gave to human beings. Okay? Now, most sentient beings do not have free will. They act on instinct, on just survival reactions, but humans were gifted with free will. So when you ask a permission question and you don't like the answer that you're given, of course you're going to go contrary to it, and that kind of like defeats the whole purpose of getting that reading. So instead of even going down that road, leave all of your questions open-ended. What would be the outcome if I did this? What is the best possibility for me to hope for? What is the best timing for me to make this move? Should I take this job, or this job? what would happen, or what would my life look like if I entered into a relationship with this person? Those are open-ended questions, and whatever comes out of the reading may lead you to some additional questions. So you want to always be having pencil and paper whenever you do a reading. If you're doing it for yourself or if you're seeing a professional, always take notes, okay? So that you can either follow up with more questions, or just so that you don't have to just constantly remember everything that's being told to you. You have your notes that you can always refer back to and always be able to make the best decision based on those notes. So I hope that helps you guys understand that. Now, here's the cards, and we're just going to kind of thumb through a few of them just to look at the artistry. These are matte cards, which I kind of like. They're not glossy. See, they're not really high, super shiny. They've got a matte finish to them. This is what the back of all of the cards look like, which is a kind of an interesting little image. It's reminiscent of a clock, even though there's no like defined numbers or anything. And it also kind of is reminiscent of the flower of life. And this line up and down kind of reminds me of the heart line of the chakra system. There, it looks like an old cathedral relief almost. Let me just zoom in there a little bit for you guys. And all the cards have that same design on. And the first card that we're going to look at is the first one on the top of the deck. It's called A Tidy House. It's about clarity and organization. It almost reminds me of like the Tower card, in that it almost looks like there's fire energy in there. Oh, speaking of fire, there's a heart on fire. Oh my gosh. They're kind of whimsical too. Check this card out, you guys. Mice. One's wearing a crown. Benefactor, grace and generosity. He's got his arm around the other mouse. They're sitting in a mushroom cup. Is that cute or what? They look so happy. Oh my God, look at this one. Caterpillar. It looks like a cat and a caterpillar, huh? It's so cute. Love those colors. Look how many eyes are on that caterpillar. Then you have some that aren't so whimsical, like this one. Closed doors. This one is really beautiful. Cosmic Moon. I can't wait to see what the description of these cards is in the book. Ooh, Sacred Contract. We have so many of these, and many of them are unknown to us. We're just living out our role. I thought about that a lot this morning when I was doing my reading. It was about forgiveness, okay? And that's a topic that comes around for me a lot, because there have been, if you guys even knew what my life was growing up, you'd be like, how in the hell is this woman, even able to find any amount of compassion in her heart for people? Because really, I've been severely abused growing up. I've had some very, very traumatic, life-changing experiences, most of them based in, matters of injustice and just awful things happening to me. So that topic of forgiveness comes up quite a bit, and I feel like I've done a lot around it. And it's a spiral dance. You keep coming around and revisiting it and getting deeper understanding and releasing it more and things like that. So today, when I was thinking about forgiveness, I was thinking about the sacred contracts that we have. That some of the things that happened in my life, that happened directly to me, may not have been about me. They may have been sacred contracts that I had with these other beings so that they could learn and they could spiritually evolve. So I can only hope that that is the outcome that came from that. And it made it even easier for me to go, okay, I can forgive that again. I can let that go again and not let it deter me from my own happiness. And that is really the power of forgiveness, is not allowing your life circumstances define you and to dull your shine. So here's some other cards. Crown Games. Can't wait to see what that means, huh? Fortune's Wheel. Luck and Right Timing. Garden of Venus. Doesn't this look pretty and inviting? Like you just want to step in under that heart and be with that hummingbird. Check this one out. Cactus. Resourcefulness. Can't wait to see what that says. Lost Compass. Lost in Space. Oh, I like this one. Me Talks. Instead of detox, it's Me Talks. It's about self-care, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Can't wait to see what this card talks about. Self-care is the theme this year for the 2021 Divine Feminine Shamanic Retreat. So I'm really focused in on that theme, and I've been practicing it. So when I go to teach it to you, you will know about it. This is about groupthink. This is groupthink. Now, you might be like, well, what is that all about? This is about when you're in a group and collectively you are agreeing on certain truths, certain standards, morals, certain ways of being, certain thinking as a group, and you're not even conscious of it. It's just that the whole group comes together and decides as one that this is a standard that we're going to hold this group to, or this is an activity that this group is going to do, whether it be your family group, your work group, your friends, it doesn't matter. Groupthink. Interesting to see what the book has to say about this particular card. I like this one just because of the imagery. It's about new beginnings, Moon Maiden. The maiden moon is always about new beginnings. Oh, speaking of forgiveness, this is the card for that. Repairing the veil. It almost reminds me of a DNA strand, even though it's not coiled. It has those kind of laces, like tied up corset laces going around it. And it kind of reminds me of that. So I'll be interested to see what the book has to say about that. Oh, this is kind of how I'm feeling today. Root Girl, the disowned self. Wow, that's powerful. I'm going to definitely be looking for the reading on that one. Skywriting, it's about the fates. I don't want to say developed. I discovered a crystal personality called the Five Muses. And it's about the fates and creativity, wisdom, and all that good stuff. Spirit of the River. I like the movement in this. Looks like a ballet dancer or something, huh? Unmarked Trail. Vanishing Mirror. What does that say? Ego, sublimitation. And that is another thing I was thinking about yesterday. With yesterday's reading, it was similar to today's, but not quite. But it was about how sometimes our feelings of resentment and our feelings of things being unjust in our life and happening to us randomly for no reason and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we build up resentment towards those experiences only because of our ego self getting in the way. of saying, you know what, that wasn't right, that wasn't fair. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't honor that, because there's lessons in our recognition and honoring of all of our emotional states, okay? However, we need to get past it and to not live in that resentment. And so by realizing yesterday that sometimes all of that, all of my feelings around those issues is based on an egotistical kind of review of them. When I look at them through the eyes of spirit with my heart self, I am able to just say, you know what, it's okay. It did happen, and it happened for a reason. I may never know that reason, and I need to let that go. It makes it easier to let go when we remove the ego from it. But the ego does need to be honored. I'm not saying disregard your ego. There's lessons to be there. Ew, this is a pretty one. You know how I feel about whales. Will of the Wisp. The art on these cards is just phenomenal. I love it. And then this is card number 64, Wood-wise. It's about adaptability. And that's something that we're not really taught as children to, you know, adapt and overcome, that we need to change, that the things around us aren't always going to change to fit what we want. So sometimes we need to do the changing. So as long as that changing feels right and good in our hearts and doesn't make us feel diminished as human beings in our authentic selves, then it's okay to make that change. Some people aren't even willing to see where the change is a possibility. So I am going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to call in our collective spirit guides to do a reading for this group. And unfortunately, there's nobody else here with me. If there are, they have not popped in to say hello. And so, but I'm going to do one anyway. I'm going to do one anyway. Did I already book the deck? I did not. I'm clueless for that. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just like to keep it the way it is, especially for that first reading. So, Holy Mother, thank you so much for this day and this opportunity to gather and draw cards from this beautiful Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. And we thank the authors who have given it to us, the artists that did all this beautiful artwork. And we turn our minds collectively to a question that suits us all. And that is, how can we best dream? How can we best dream and bring that dream into the world? How are we going to dream our dream into the world? Let's do a 3-card reading for that. And we'll follow the book's instructions, okay? Okay, cutting the deck. Our first card, Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. Our second card, Eyes of the Eagle, Rising Above the Fray. And our third card, Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibilities. A great little outcome card, huh? So let's go to the book now, see what the author says for our 3-card reading. The card to the left, which would be this one, represents the past. The card in the center represents the present, and the card to the right represents the possible future. Now, when I do a tarot reading, sometimes spirit guides me to do past, present, future. Sometimes it's a matter that all three cards have a separate message to them, and so I read them as such. In every reading, it's different. I'm always spirit-led to how the three cards should be. So if you're not always comfortable doing a past, present, future, it could be, what is the root of the problem? What should I be focusing on to remedy it? And then what is a possible outcome? It could be anything that your heart led for these three cards to represent, okay? So don't get stuck on the book, but for this Oracle review, this product review, we're going to follow the book, and we're going to do past, present, future, okay? So now let's see what the book has to say about each of those cards. The first one is number 19, Falling Angel. Falling unconscious or spiritual narcolepsy. Narcolepsy, not narcolepsy, narcolepsy. Narcolepsy, sorry. So remember, our question was, how can we best dream our dream into the world, okay? This is the past. You are being cautioned to not fall asleep or go unconscious. You've been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation, losing track of your aspirations. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading towards the trees below and a possible nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do to stop being a falling angel is to spread your wings, to halt your descent, and then find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided to change. You will know when the time is right. You will know if you're paying attention to your intuition, okay? Allow your intuition to guide you there. Now, if we are looking at this card in the past, what this is telling me is that we collectively are coming from a place where we understand that our companions, the people who are surrounding us, no matter how close or how distant they are to us, if they are in our awareness, they can potentially impact us and keep us from lifting ourselves up higher where we want to be, where we can see things more clearly. So this is the leading impetus for this drawing, for asking the question how we can dream our dream into the world, okay? One way we can do that is by not allowing our friends and family to hold us down. Leave that in the past, okay? The second card, number 18, Eyes of the Eagle. This is what represents the present. Eyes of the Eagle. Protection, inherent trust, rising above the fray. It does kind of go with the last card that we just read. The Eyes of the Eagle offers you the gift of foresight, the skill of looking ahead to see the unfolding of destiny before all manifests as reality. The eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot the tiny mouse from its lofty perspective as it flies thousands of feet into the atmosphere. The previous card also was talking about rising above so that you can have a better perspective, okay? So this eagle is right in alignment with that first card. In similar fashion, you too can train your keen eyes to discern the workings of humans. Do you pay attention to the people around you? Are you like questioning things that they say that's not in alignment with their actions, vice versa? Eyes of the Eagle is an invitation to witness the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, yet react to nothing. Act only to further your noblest calling. That keeps us from reacting in judgment. Okay, when we act in regards to our noblest calling, we are no longer judging others. We are only acting in our own behest. Let's see. The eagle flies above all creatures. When it meets obstacles, it simply arises above them. Know that you are protected. You can fly high above the judgment, slings, and arrows, and the darts of envy from others who may not have your great wings and are still arguing with the pigeons over the crumbs. Trust that you are ready for whatever fortune has placed before you, even if you feel not yet properly equipped to meet its challenges. Your willingness to say yes to spirit has nothing to do with how well outfitted you are. Okay? Hesitating, on the other hand, will suck the air from under your wings and make you lose altitude. You are called now to trust your heart and your instincts to move fearlessly and not waver. The time is right. No harm can come your way if your motives are pure and you act courageously. Now, then the first card, it was said, hold tight, wait until the time is right. You will know when the time is right. This card is saying the time is right. This card was in the past. This card is in the present. The present now, the time is right. Do not allow the people around you to hold you down with their feelings of insecurity and envy and them not being at the same spiritual level. And I don't mean this from an arrogant, point of view. There are some people who are just not going to be at your spiritual level, and you cannot allow them to keep you down there with them. You must rise above. You must rise above. Take them with you if you can. If not, let them stay where they are. It's all free will. It's all about choice. It's people's individual paths and choice. So don't allow your ego self to fall. Keep your. I used to have some water there. So let me know if you guys have questions about this, okay? So the third card is possible outcomes, and it's number 51. Looking for 51. Stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. That's a good image, sitting on the bridge. I love that. Let's see, limitless possibilities, embracing opportunities. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky covering the vast expanse of space, can you count all the stars twinkling above? Can you imagine that you're only glimpsing a tiny sliver of what is actually there? This is the domain of limitless possibility, of the never-ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is a life with possibility and needs your clear focus to home in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Do you guys ever do that? Do you ever have just like this wild idea and you get all excited and you think about all the possibilities and then you go, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. And then you shut it all down. We get scared sometimes by the limitlessness of our potential. We get scared by that. And this card is telling you not to do that. Be here now. Gather your thoughts and your most cherished dreams. Focus on the brightest star in your never-ending sky and take small steps small movements towards calling this glittering potential into reality. If you can imagine this and hold that vision, you will summon all the celestial helpers and guides to aid you in bringing it into fruition. Keep your focus on the essence of potential rather on the form of it. In other words, don't worry about how it's going to come into form. Just think about the essence of the potential that it's all there. Everything you need is already there, okay? The universe has its own ideas of how best to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this is fact rather than theory, and you ought not act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will, exactly how you need them to. I want you to listen to that last sentence. They surely will, exactly how you need them to. So it's not always going to be your dream looking like exactly how you saw it and want it to be, but it will be exactly what you need it to be. Okay? And you won't even know it until it happens, and then you go, "Oh yes, that's exactly what I meant. Sorry, I got it wrong the first time when I was envisioning it." Hold on to the potential, the desire and the potential, and then allow the universe to work it into the humongous web that the universe has to work with. There's so many people at play in making your dream come true. You cannot force it, you cannot guide it yourself. You must allow it, okay? And this is an amazing card to end this reading on as a potential outcome, because it's telling us that when we are trying to move our dream into the real world, how we can dream our dream into being, this is exactly how you want to do it. All right? By just holding the vision and allowing the universe to do the rest. It comes with it's a practice in faith. It really is. This is where faith comes into being the most. Our hope is in the dream. Our faith is in the allowing the dream to unfold. Our love is the dream itself coming into fruition. That is how our love is manifested. So I hope that that reading helped you. And when you are dreaming your dream into the world, think about these cards. Think about not allowing the falling angels to hold you down. Think about how the eagle is going to help you to rise above so you can see the whole picture and know exactly what is going on and what you can do. And then think about how this card advises you to hold that dream in your vision, hold it in your heart, allow the universe to let it come into being. That unlimited expanse of opportunity and potential will come filtering through and pinpoint exactly into your heart, and you'll know it when you feel it and when you see it. It'll just appear. It's a beautiful thing. You know, if you really want to practice magic, conscious magic, where you are really aligning yourself with all of the limitless potential out there and really practicing aligning yourself with all the energies of that desire and that dream, get with me, because I have a class for you that will teach you exactly how to manifest miracles through magic. That's what the class is called. So I hope you enjoyed that little reading. I hope that you enjoyed this deck. I'm going to work with it for a little bit here. I think maybe I will make this my oracle deck for this coming week so that I can work with it even more, find the truth of it, see how it really helps me. I will make sure to comment update on it after next week to give you additional insight from my perspective and my experience with this deck. But I so far am really liking it. I like the clear and concise messages that the authors have written in the book. I'm loving, loving, loving the art. Like I told you, that's what really attracted me to this deck. I was just doing my regular weekly Amazon shopping, and this popped up as a possible interest for me. And I was like, yeah, let's go check it out. And then when I saw it was Baron-Reid, I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to check it out. So I went ahead and bought it. And I like it. So like I said, at the end of the week, Saturday, I will go ahead and post an update and let you know how my week went with this card, okay? Now, if you would like to have me pull a card for you, in light of the fact that I was 30 minutes late getting onto this live video, and most of you have already moved on with your day by then, I apologize. I will keep this video live, not live, active for 24 hours. And so if you want a card pulled based on this video, go ahead and just leave me something in the comments of the video, or on Facebook, on one of my Facebook groups where I'm going to be posting this video, and I will pull a card for you and send you a private message about what the reading was, okay? So again, thank you so very much for spending some time with me. Again, I really, really apologize. I think what I'm going to have to do is jump onto YouTube an hour before I'm supposed to go live and uninstall Chrome and reinstall it, just whether it needs it or not, because if I don't, guaranteed 5 minutes before I go live, I'll need to do it and it'll make me late again. So that is me in technology right now, which is surprising because Mercury is my ruling planet. Anyway, I'm not going to question it. It is what it is, and I'm going to move on with my day from here on out. But thank you again, you guys. I hope you enjoy this deck as much as me. Please do leave a comment down here if you'd like a card of your own. I'll be able to provide it within 24 hours. After that, I won't be pulling cards, okay? So, but check out this deck for yourself. It's beautiful. All right, you guys, have a grand, grand rest of your day. I love you. Bye-bye now.